All right, good evening. We'll call the meeting to order, please, with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everyone, into our nice, new, bright room. Roll call, Mr. Lombard.
Holm.
Yes.
Odie. Yes. Saxer.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Bell is absent.
If there are no changes that need to be made to the agenda, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented, please.
So moved.
Second. There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. No conflict of interest disclosure or waiver requests this evening. Takes us to our approval of the minutes from our annual organizational meeting that took place on July 17th. I would entertain a motion to approve that as presented, please.
So moved. Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Community input, I don't believe there is any tonight. That moves us into financial items, bills and claims. Mr. Lombard.
Okay, the typical beginning of the year, massive volume of bills and claims, $2.3 million total. I'm not going to hit on all the items. It's just our normal year, beginning of the year, supplies, computers, facility improvements. I would entertain any questions that you guys have, though. 3.5, almost 3.6 million, I should say. $19,666 of pay vouchers. Some are special ed bus driving. $32,000 of food service bills.
If there are no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the bills and claims as presented, please.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Financial report, Mr. Lombard.
Okay, the cash report for the month of July it should be, July. 16.6 million coming into the month, $5.2 million worth of receipts, $5.6 million of disbursements left, $16.3 million at the end of July, $9.9 million in the general fund, $3,177,000 in the capital outlay fund, $1.8 million in the special education fund, and $1.372 million in the bond redemption fund. 5.225 million of receipts is itemized. I think I'm reading off a wrong.
Yeah, it was very close.
Yeah, I just have the wrong thing printed out in my stuff, so. I have the wrong hard copy. I'll read off Renee's here.
Or is this the same one as that one?
Yeah, oh, that's the same. How'd we do on that?
You're close.
Start over.
16.3 million coming into the month, $3.3 million of receipts, $7.2 million of disbursements, left $12.5 million. 8.8 million in the general fund, 1.6 million in the capital outlay fund, 1.6 million in the special education fund, and 350,000 in the bond redemption fund. 3.3 million is itemized on the next two pages. And then I think the investment report, $2 million, million in South Dakota Fit, and a little over $1 million in First National Bank. Payroll for the month of July was just a little over $2 million. Obviously, that drops down in the summer. And then the trust and agency report showed $158,977. Sorry about that. I told Jen that I was having trouble downloading that today, this morning.
All right, any questions on the financial report? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve that as presented, please.
So moved. Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much. Takes us to our general business items, and looks like the first thing we have is administration reports. Administrative Center Superintendent Larson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just want to again thank Siouxland Library and Pizza Ranch for their cooperative efforts regarding our summer reading program. Certainly appreciate all that they do to support our children through that summer reading program. Our strategic plan is up for review this year, so here later this fall, we will be beginning that process of review, evaluation, and revision. We'll utilize our focus groups as well as other open house opportunities. We'll have a detailed timeline of how that looks here at our upcoming meeting, or at an upcoming meeting, but we will specifically lean into our teacher liaison council, our classified council, and then our administrative council, and those various groups that are already established to work through that feedback process, in addition to seeking feedback from our patrons as a whole. Bus pass notification, just want to connect on that very quickly. A giant thank you to our families for their timely cooperation in terms of getting their bus passes purchased or notifying the Transportation Department of ridership. I would tell you that we had the last number I'd heard was at the deadline was 1,982 riders. So very similar to last year, but certainly appreciate all those individuals who did so in a timely manner, as that's critical for our planning processes. Free and reduced meal applications are open. They're available on the Family Access update through Skyward. Free meals are provided only to individuals that qualify for free or reduced meals. So if an individual qualifies for a reduced meal, we will again be covering the entirety of that cost, and it will be free. So we have the ability to do that here for this upcoming school year, and we obviously continue to evaluate, but for the 23-24 school year, individuals that qualify will receive a free meal. Applications must be completed to be eligible for free meals. Our professional development plan, we are again excited to have the second year of our CLCs, or collaborative learning communities, where we have basically three big ideas, and that's the focus on learning, focus on collaborative teamwork, and focus on student achievement. We will hold a teacher leadership summit for our CLC facilitators this Friday at 9 a.m. Our curriculum committee members, Mr. Bell as well as Mr. Odie, have been invited to attend that, and we are very excited to welcome Stephanie Herseth Sandlin, president from Augustana, as well as Tiffany Sanderson, president at Lake Area Technical College, former Secretary of Education. So excited to have those CLC facilitators in and hear from those two respective educational leaders. Academic calendar. Tomorrow we have new staff in service. That's hosted at the Brandon Valley Intermediate School prior to them going to their respective buildings. And then the 17th, the 21st, and the 22nd, we have in-service and workshop time for our staff. August 23rd marks the first day for all students in the Brandon Valley School District, grades 1 through 12. Our kindergartners and junior kindergartners have their family visits on that Wednesday and Thursday. They begin school on Friday, August 25th, and our first day for early childhood is Monday, August 28th. I want to share a little information regarding our current enrollment as we look at our enrollment for the 23-24 school year. Currently, we are up 65 students. That takes us to 5,046 junior kindergarten through 12th grade. Those are the kiddos that you're paid state aid for in the general fund formula. And then including our early childhood kiddos, you have 5,078 students. That is obviously light from our original projection. So we have 6 weeks to see exactly where that lands and trends. I will continue to provide updates over the course of the next 3 meetings prior to us getting to count date, but it is something to certainly be aware of. And in the event that occurs, we will manage it accordingly, as we always will. Brandon Valley High School Addition Open House this Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. Would welcome all of our public to join us at 4 o'clock in the Brandon Valley High School Commons. We'll have a short presentation and project overview, and then at 4:30 p.m. we will run through the facility with a facility tour. We'll have a 5 p.m. ribbon cutting with the Brandon Valley Area Chamber of Commerce, and then from 5 to 6 p.m. it will be open for wandering about. So I would certainly encourage everyone to join us. Eastside Elementary School construction, just want to continue to provide an update to the Board of Education on that. The timeline in terms of bidding the project and construction remains the same, so look to bid November, December here in 2023. Construction begins in the spring, under construction the entirety of the 24-25 school year, and then we're open in the fall of 2025. Would note that, again, our plan is to have our situation is that we will place no additional tax burden on our patrons, and we will fund the project through capital outlay certificates. So at this point in time, that is where we are at. We are working through our various processes in terms of planning with leadership, departments, et cetera, and hope to be able to, I would be hopeful to be able to bring to you the floor plan by our next meeting, and potentially some preliminary visual aids in terms of exterior look, et cetera. So certainly entertain any questions you have. It is getting very close to starting, and we're finishing up odds and ends, and look forward to getting our staff back in the building, and then most certainly our students back in the classrooms learning. But would certainly entertain any questions that you have.
Jared, under free and reduced meals, as far as the application, what is the turnaround from the time the person hands it into the office to the time that they're recognized as having free and reduced lunches?
Turnaround is pretty quick. There's an established criteria that the feds have that have to be met. So it's really just a matter of our staff being able to get their hands on it and processing it in a very timely manner. If you had a free and reduced lunch application on file that was valid last year, it stays valid for a certain number of school days into this fall. I cannot tell you what the exact number of days is. I think it's 30, but that's probably wrong. It's somewhere in that general vicinity that folks have to resubmit their application.
Thanks.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you, Superintendent Larson. Mr. Lundberg, anything additional? Okay. High school, Mr. Schluckaway, Mrs. Moore, Mr. Paula. Middle school? Nope. How about intermediate? Okay. Special services, elementaries? Anyone? Director of instruction? Operations manager? Mr. Frecking? Got one.
Well, that's because we've been going for about 2.5 weeks already, so they don't have anything to say yet. But just want to kind of give you an update. All of our fall activities are off and running. We've already had our first competition with our soccer teams last Friday night, and then we had our Lynx Invitational already for golf today and tomorrow. We have roughly, between band and all the activities going on, roughly about between 525 to 550 students at this point. So just kind of want to give the board an update. We got quite a few kids out here. They've been working hard already this fall, and they're ready to start showcasing some of the things that they're doing. So with that, if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you. No board policy tonight, so that takes us to general business. I would entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 8 as presented, please.
Second?
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Personnel, I would entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 32, please.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Items 33, 34, and 35 are information only. Under communication, building permit applications for you to look at if you choose to. And that takes us to board reports. Does anyone have a formal board report that they would like to share tonight?
I was just going to emphasize, I know Dr. Larson already spoke to it, kind of the urgency somewhat to get on Skyward. Make sure you fill out the applications under student nutrition for those free and reduced lunch applications. But while you're there on Skyward, especially if you're for the intermediate school or the middle school, make sure you fill out your waivers for your one-to-one laptops, as well as the insurance. It's a great way to make sure that the open houses go slicker and smoother, especially for the parents and guardians. And if you don't know your password, get that figured out now, because I just know that that can add for a lot of headaches with everybody that is there. There's so much going on, so much excitement to find out who the teachers are and getting pictures taken. We love our one-to-one opportunities with the laptops, but we just want to make sure we get those waivers filled out, the insurance done, and just, it makes it slick and faster if we can get that done prior to heading into open house. So Skyward is a fantastic place to get all that done, as well as being locked in and engaged with your students' grades and just all the other things going on. So make sure you log in and do that. You still got a little bit of time before the school year starts.
And then just an update on the building and grounds, which Jared just spoke recently about as far as what's going on. We met Thursday at 4 o'clock, and basically we reviewed the project at the high school that is just being complete, in which almost all of it is 100% complete. What? Close. There's a few things, but I'll just say it's close. But they will be functional. I'll put it that way. And also, we did have a review of the new site plan for the new East Elementary, and also the layout as far as what's projected to be there. And Jared also did speak about the timeline for this new new elementary that's going to be built on the east side. Also, the land acquisition, which is taking place down on 41st Street, right south of Inspiration Elementary, that is in the lawyer's hands right now, and all the I's and T's are being dotted, so it will be complete within a short order. Other than that, that was it.
For Teach Well, we have our meeting tomorrow. It seems that we just keep growing down there, and that's a good thing in some ways. It's a good thing in any way, but it just means that we're meeting kids with their needs where they're at, so. Anyone else? Committee meetings. At your place, there is a handout for the 23-24 Brandon Valley School Board Committee schedule, so just make sure you take that with you and place those on your calendars, so. There are some travel reports there for you to review, and that takes us to the end of our scheduled meeting. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, and thank you everyone for coming.